What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on the video. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do, and again, I'd greatly appreciate it. Today we are talking winterizing our equipment and winterizing our vehicles as well. Two things to note here before we get started. This is not all of my equipment. This is not all the things that I have here to do, but with most of it right here, you guys will get the gist of the video and what it actually means and what I'm teaching you guys to do with your things so that they continue to work properly and still look good. So this is how you maintain your vehicles and your equipment. If you've got equipment, which most of us do, I do this as a side job to make money with this equipment. For you residential people, this still applies to you as well, because this is going to save you money from having to go get pieces of equipment fixed that you guys purchase from Home Depot or wherever your hardware store is that you guys purchase your equipment from. So getting started here with stabilizer and mechanic in a bottle. So what that is these two bottles right here. So mechanic in a bottle and fuel stabilizer. I use mechanic in a bottle about 4 times a year in all of my equipment. I'll show you the equipment we're talking about here in a second. But mechanic in a bottle is a great thing to use. A lot of your small engine repair shops use this stuff because it actually works. It does what it's supposed to do. It also separates, or not separates, but it incorporates any water in your fuel that you may have. That was actually a big problem a couple years ago with gasoline stations having water in their fuel. This is the stuff that actually incorporates that water into the gasoline so that it gets burnt off and does not stay in your machine and causes you problems. Fuel stabilizer is something all of you guys should know and have. This is a staple in your garage when you are storing your equipment or your vehicles. For like my 2019 Silverado, that is my luxury truck. I use that only during the summertime. The only time I drive it in the wintertime is if I've got to haul around the wife and kids in a snowstorm and we need the 4-wheel drive and heated seats, etc. Any other time during the wintertime, this thing is parked right there and it does not move. This right here is our most prized possession on the channel because it makes us money, and it's the work truck and it's the winter vehicle as well when I don't have the wife and kids with me. Working night shift right now, so this is the main vehicle that I'm driving for the wintertime, and I usually drive for the wintertime anyway. It's a 2001 Dodge Ram pickup truck with very, very limited rust on it because I use a product called Surface Shield. If you're wondering what Surface Shield is, go check out my other videos. It's a lubricant. I spray it on everything, absolutely everything but the windows, lights, and electrical. So yes, even my paint on this truck, I spray it on the paint. It's an 01 Dodge Ram with 239,000 miles on it. Doesn't have a bunch of rust on it. I've made a honest video about it. I only got one rust spot on my back bumper here, which is, I have found out, it's probably my fault. I just didn't spray the inside of the bumper well enough right there. But the rest of the truck, I've showed it in multiple videos now. You don't see a bunch of rust spots on it that you would see on a different person's 01 Dodge Ram with 239,000 miles on it. But getting back to the video here, I put almost a half a bottle of fuel stabilizer in the 2019 Silverado because it's going to be sitting, and I actually did drive the truck for about an hour just to make sure the fuel stabilizer had a chance to get through the entire fuel system so that none of my fuel lines get clogged up or anything like that. And that's the main purpose of this. You want to put this inside of all your small engines and a sitting stored vehicle if you have one, because you want to keep that fuel good. You don't want that fuel to get gummy, gunked up, varnish. You don't want it getting sludgy, depending on how long you're sitting things for. A good example is something behind me right here. Is my pressure washer right here. I'm about to actually use it to clean the wheels up on the 2019 Silverado before I put the cover over it. But this is a product that sits all winter long. A lot of people are not using a pressure washer during the wintertime. So what happens is that fuel in there doesn't have any protection in it. If you leave this for maybe like 6 months, you go to start it up, you may have a problem with your fuel getting to the proper areas, getting through the fuel lines. So what stabilizer is meant to do is fix that problem. It keeps the gasoline in a good state to where you don't have problems. So this, I always use this anytime I'm going to put equipment away and I know that I'm not going to be using that piece of equipment for a very long time, or for maybe about a month or so. So definitely know what these two products are. I'll leave the links to both of these in the description of this video. So something that you guys can, of what I do here, I've got my backup weed eater right there. Here's my main weed eater that I use. Just putting some fuel stabilizer in this, and then thought to make this video for you guys while I'm here. These are some of the things that you guys may have in your residential homes that you definitely want to put fuel stabilizer in when you're going to store it for the summertime or store it for the wintertime. Most obvious one is storing your equipment for the wintertime. Most people are not using a hedge trimmers or blowers or weed eaters now that it's wintertime, or becoming wintertime here in Cleveland, Ohio. We've had 2 snowfalls, not big ones, but as you can see, we still can see the ground. So the next thing here is something that will give, or basically a tip, something that will help you guys out with keeping fuel stabilizer in your pieces of equipment as you're using them during the exact time fall, which is right here. Like something, let's say something like your leaf blower or a chainsaw or a leaf vac that you may use sparingly throughout the fall leading up into winter time until that first big snowfall. Those are pieces of equipment that you're going to be using sparingly or here and there as the snow comes. So those pieces definitely work for this and what I'm about to tell you. Gas cans. This is my regular non-touched gasoline right there that goes into the commercial mower right there. And this is my Mix 50 gasoline right here that goes into the small engines. But one thing you want to do with this, your small engine one, is put a bottle of, this is a 5-gallon, put 1 bottle of mechanic in a bottle in there, and put 1 bottle of, or not 1 bottle, excuse me, depending on what size bottle you get, but about a half bottle of the fuel stabilizer in there. Fill it up with gasoline the rest of the way, shake it up, and then as you're using those pieces of equipment and you're refilling the gas, and this is another tip as well, make sure you fill your tanks up all the way when you store them. If it has a gas shut off, fill your tank all the way, turn your small machine on or whatever it is that you're putting it into, turn it on, turn that gas lever off to the off position, and then run that piece of equipment until it shuts off. That way there's no gasoline in the line anyway, and there's only gas being stored in the actual tank of that piece of equipment. So there's a tip right there. But back to the gas tank, as you're filling the pieces of equipment back up, you will always have mechanic in a bottle and fuel stabilizer running through your engine. So like these small engines right here, none of them have gas shutoffs. So what I do is fill this up with what I just told you, mechanic in a bottle and half stabilizer, rest with gas, shake it up. And as I continue to use these here and there throughout the fall time leading up to winter, every single time that I'm using it, I'm putting gas, that's fuel stabilizer and mechanic in a bottle, through those fuel lines so that it never, when I go to put these away for the winter time, I know that there's nothing that extra that I need to do to run fuel stabilizer through those lines. And I know that when I come back summertime or springtime, these pieces of equipment are going to start up and run good when I need them to. So as soon as the season starts again, we got good weather again, and I need to start using these pieces of equipment, they're going to run well. So at this point, should get the gist of the video here. It's just maintenance tips to keep you guys from spending money and taking your equipment to mechanics that have to do the same things as what I just told you and what they do to fix the stuff. Which sometimes when you got old equipment, yes, parts are going to need replaced, but this is the preventative maintenance that you need to do to avoid those things or prolong those things from happening. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. If you watched it this long, I appreciate it. If you guys are looking for the short type of videos, I have a bunch of YouTube shorts that I have on my channel as well. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free to do, and I'd greatly appreciate it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.